Hey BookTube, this is Friday Reads. I'm Jen and I talk about audiobooks, and I'm actually talking about audiobooks today because it's Friday Reads. All week I have been doing a series where I open 2 books each day for Advent. They are books sent to me from 2 friends, and I sent them books, and we've been having a blast just opening these books and never knowing what it is. And yeah, I actually have 2 to show you later. So I haven't been talking about audiobooks. I've been talking about print books, and yet I have still been listening because I'm always listening. So let me tell you about what I've been listening to. I'll start off with the Bargainer series by Thalassa. This is only 2 books currently. It is book 1 is Rhapsodic, book 2 is A Strange Hymn. She has written a novella, but I don't know if she has released it yet, and it is The Emperor of something. I can't remember what. It will only be available in ebook form. But the other 2 are on audio, and they are narrated by Susannah Jones, who was such a surprise. Oh my gosh, I had no idea I was really going to love this narration. And in fact, my expectations were pretty low because with self-published authors, which Thalassa is, I don't know if they don't have connections into the audiobook industry so they can be connected with a good narrator, or if the good narrators are too expensive, or if they have publishing contracts that limit their ability to, I don't know, narrate books for self-published authors. I don't know, but so often they get terrible ones. And so my expectations were low. So Susannah Jones was so good. I was so pleased. And you know, a lot of times when I am listening, I will hear a narrator say something, whether it's dialogue or just general phrasing, and I'll think, I would never have said it like that. I never did that with this. So to her credit, she knows what she's doing. So I was very, very pleased, and I would give her very high marks. And I know when I see her name again, I know it's going to be good, whatever it is I'm going to listen to. Well, this series is interesting. This is a fantasy story, like urban fantasy, but it's about the Fae. I didn't realize that when I picked it up. The premise is that there's this main character, and she gets into a very precarious situation and needs to get out of it. And so she calls on the bargainer and says, I want to make a deal. And so this bargainer appears, and he's a high fairy king, high fae king, I don't know, whatever. And so he makes a deal with her. Well, she keeps making bargains with him, and now when you start out and you meet this character, she's got like bracelets going up her arm because she has so many bargains that she has made with the bargainer. And so the bead represents a favor that she then owes him. Well, I thought this was going to be all about her getting into situations or helping other people in situations who were in need of, you know, some way to get out of what they were in. But I didn't think it was going to be what it is. The bargains she's made, you know, with these beads going up her arm, are all with the bargainer so that he'll keep her company. Which I thought, this is straight up romance, which I found really odd. I don't know. I guess it wasn't what I was expecting. I suppose that's the gist of it. There is a bit of a plot going on within the Fae kingdom, realm, whatever. There are lots of kingdoms. So within the Fae realm, there's something going on that's bad there, and some problem that's got to be solved, some bad guys that need to be defeated. But it doesn't seem to be the focus of the story. The focus of the story is this romance between this big, high, fake, well, he is tall, but fake king and this girl. So book 1 ends not really on a cliffhanger, but certainly with something dramatic happening, which sets up the second book. And the second book, I don't know, it continues the story, but it kind of felt like middle book syndrome to me in that it lagged in the middle. I kept thinking, come on, come on. So I gave the first book 4 stars, the second book 3 stars, and I will read the novella, and I'm looking forward to the last book. And then I picked up The Trouble with Paradise by Jill Shalvis. This was the first of a couple of books that I picked up by her. This one was just sitting on the floor by my nightstand, and I thought, I need to read that. I've got a whole slew of books in there, but this is just your standard Jill Shalvis romance. Obviously, I picked it up because it looks like the beach on the front, but it's about a girl who is, or a woman, who works at a place kind of like a Walmart, and she wins this cruise in the South Pacific, and she wants to be a fashion designer but isn't kind of afraid to take that risk, and so she goes on this cruise and there's a hurricane and they get shipwrecked, and so she gets into a romance with one of the crew members and it just plays out. It's kind of a little bit of a mystery, but you know, it's just Jill Shalvis. When you reach for these books, you know they're going to be good, you know you're going to enjoy the romance, you know you're going to like the characters, and it is dependably good. So now this is not on audio. I did pick it up from my library on my iPad, and it's just funny to me how I've gotten so used to reading on that I don't even like reading real books anymore, because you know, you walk from room to room and you lose the light and you're like, why can't I see this? Whereas with an e-reader, of course, you always can. So anyway, then I picked up Seeing Red by Jill Shalvis. This is book 3 in her Firefighter series, and it's narrated on audio by Laura Heisler. And Laura Heisler was, you know, as surprised as I was with Susannah Jones, I was kind of that disappointed with Laura Heisler. It wasn't so terrible that I didn't want to listen anymore and I wanted to switch to the ebook, but it wasn't great at all. It was below average narration. She just, I don't know, she just didn't have the personality and the voice, and I don't know, she was narrating rather than voice acting. But I guess that was okay. I don't know, it didn't take a lot away from the story, but it's Jill Shalvis, so. This is interesting because the firefighter is pursuing the woman, and I think they're old friends, if I remember correctly, and she's just very evasive, and the romance is definitely there, but she's the one that wants to keep it casual. So interesting. And this firefighter, poor guy, he keeps getting hurt, and you know, you start to wonder, did he recover from the last time he got hurt before he gets hurt again? And so, yeah, there's that going on. And just pretty good story. A little bit of a mystery, like always. Good romance, like always. Although I have to say, she had me on the edge of my seat, kind of. Near the end, I was thinking, gosh, is this going to have a good ending? This is probably going to have a good ending. But boy, she pushed it all the way to the end of the book. So that was kind of nice. A little bit unexpected from Jill Shalvis, but always enjoyable. I loved it. No matter what, when I reach for one of her books, I'm going to like it. Then I picked up Until It Fades. This is by K.A. Tucker, and it is narrated by Shana Thibodeau. Shana Thibodeau I had heard before, but it's been a long time, and the best thing about her narration was that I completely forgot that this story was being narrated. I didn't get pulled out because of phrasing or dialogue or, you know, anything like that. I completely forgot about her as the narrator. I was just so wrapped up in the story, and I think that is the best kind of narrator that you can get. Excellent. Just very high marks on the narration. The story, actually, I felt like I had read before, and so I thought about it, and I thought, I had read a book about a year ago called Room for More. This is by Beth Eamon. At the time that I read it, it was not available on audio. It has since come out on audio, so I think you can get it through Kindle Unlimited. But that's a story of a single mom and a hockey player, and a surprising situation that brings them together. Well, Until It Fades is a story of a single mom and a hockey player and a surprising situation. Now, Until It Fades has a whole lot more drama going on. It is not just your quickie little romance. It is a main character with a complicated backstory and a lot of baggage, and then this hockey player. Well, what happens is, and this is in the synopsis, this single mom is going home one night and happens on a car accident, and so she ends up rescuing and saving this hockey player, and she doesn't know who he is, and you know, everyone finds out, and then she doesn't want anything to do with the publicity. Not much of the hockey player But the book is told in first person, so of course you're not going to get his perspective. It's just that, I mean, this is a guy that's been hurt in a car accident, and you don't get any of his rehab. You don't get a sense really of what kind of player that he is. I mean, you do eventually get some backstory on him, but not much. And that I felt like was really missing from this. But the romance was good, but I'm not kidding. It took half the book. I bet I was 50% of the way through the book before the romance kicked in. And I thought, holy cow. I remember thinking, is this romance ever going to happen? But it did, and it was good. And I liked this book a lot. And between it, the story, and the narration, I would give it about 3.5 stars. I think definitely worth the read, definitely good to pick up. And I really feel like both books, Room for You and Until It Fades, even as similar as they are, they have their own strengths, and one is not better than the other. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that was last week. Currently, I am listening to Ringer by Lauren Oliver. This is book 2 in the Replica duology. And this is an interesting book because, well, on audio, you can listen to this in alternating points of view. So you hear the complete story all at once, but you hear it from Lyra's point of view, and then you hear Gemma. Those are the two main characters. Then Lyra, then Gemma, then Lyra, then Gemma. So you're getting the story happening at the same time. Or you can listen to it all Gemma, all at once, and then all Lyra, all at once. So you can back-to-back novellas or alternating POVs. And I'm listening to the alternate POVs because I want to hear, I don't want to have to go back and think about what was happening. I want to know right now, this is what's going on with Lyra, and then this is at the same time going on with Gemma. Okay, that's a long explanation, but this narration is done by Erin Spencer and Sarah Drew. Both excellent narrators. Sarah Drew has done most, if not all, of Lauren Oliver's books, and she's so good. She is the actress that is on Grey's Anatomy. I forget who she plays. April, I want to say. She's just a great voice actor, and that's unusual, actually, in my experience. I don't know that actors are always good voice actors. It doesn't always translate, but with Sarah Drew, it does, and she's wonderful. So, yeah, it's a dystop. It's not really a dystopian. It's sci-fi, probably is the best way to explain it, because it's about cloning. Yeah. So listening to that, I'm also getting more through The Divide by E.J. Mellow. That's book 2 in the Dreamland series. I sat down this morning and read quite a bit more of it. When I can sit down and read it with my eyes, because it's on my iPad, I get into it and I want to read more. But I don't have time, especially this time of year. Who has time to sit down and read? Well, everybody that's on BookTube, I guess. Okay, so that was last week, what I'm currently reading. Now I have 2 things that I want to tell you about. I have a book. I have a box from Book Outlet. I ordered some stuff from Book Outlet, and I put up a poll on Twitter, and I said, what do you think? Should I open this now and do a book haul, or should I wait until Christmas? Should I wrap that up, because I've forgotten completely what's in there? Should I wrap it up and then open it at Christmas, on Christmas Day? And, most people said, open it now and do a book haul. And I asked my husband, and he said, oh, open it at Christmas. And I didn't know. I thought, so I'm still debating. So let me know what you think. If it was you, would you open it now, or would you wrap it up and open it at Christmas? Yeah. So let me know about that. And now, day 8 of the Advent Unwrapping. So I have 2 books here. They both feel like hardbacks, actually. So I'll unwrap, well, yesterday I think I unwrapped Karen's first. So today I'll unwrap Jenny's. Jenny has done her typical thing. She's so good. She's really good at multimedia art. She really enjoys that. And so everything is wonderfully wrapped, and it all is so cute. So, okay, let's see what this is. A lot of times she tapes it really well. Okay, let's see. This is know, what is it? The Keeper of Lost Things by Ruth Hogan. Well, first of all, look at that cover. Oh my gosh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. On the back, one of the blurbs is from Catherine Hall. I have no idea who that is, but she says, a beautiful story of love, loss, and the redemptive power of friendship. So, gosh, gorgeous book. I don't know anything about this. And Jenny always puts a card in. So, oh, it's got a little rose on it. She says, this book was on my radar when it was released. It sounds wonderful and charming. Hope you like it. This says on the inside cover, I'll just read the top of it so that you kind of get a sense of what's going on. Lime green plastic flower-shaped hair baubles found on the playing field, Berrywood Park, 2nd September. Bone china cup and saucer found on a bench in Riviera Public Gardens, 31st October. Red gemstone found in St. Peter's Churchyard, 6th July. So apparently this is about Anthony Perdue, who is the keeper of lost things. So I don't know what that means. Does that mean he finds things that are lost and catalogs them and keeps them, or collects them, or what? Anyway, I'll have to see if it's on audio, but it looks, you know, if nothing else, this cover is stunning. So pretty. Okay. Thank you, Jenny. And this is Karen's. Okay, so let's see what Karen sent me. I think it's probably supposed to be like this. Oh, here. Karen sent, oh, I had it right the first time. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I saw the movie, really liked it, thought it was really interesting, really kind of like very psychological. So I will have to see if this is on audio and maybe I can listen to it. So yeah, I probably don't need to say any more because it's a very common book because they made a movie from it. So anyway, so thank you, Karen. And that is Friday Reads, Advent Unwrapping. Tell me what you think about Book Outlet, and yeah, that's everything I think. Yeah, like I already said, if you've read any of the books, let me know. I'd love to talk with you in comments. Let me know how your weekend is going. It is freezing here where I live. It's 21 degrees right now and it feels like 19, even though it's very sunny. Oddly, here when it gets sunny, it gets really cold in the winter. So I don't know if there's no cloud cover or to hold in the warmth or what. But yeah, I'm inside drinking a whole lot of chai tea and hot cocoa. And coffee, lots of coffee. So anyway, have a good weekend and I will see you tomorrow with the Advent Unwrapping. Thanks for watching.